Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Remember11, The Age of Infinity. And last time, Hotori went a little crazy. And, well, I mean, she is at SPHIA, which is a place for crazy people. So maybe it shouldn't be that surprising, but, yeah. She killed a rat pretty brutally. I mean, I suppose there's nothing inherently wrong with killing a rat. I mean, it is considered a pest, but the manner of which, you know, it wasn't done very humanely. It was done very brutally. So, yeah, seemed to, she didn't enjoy it. She just did it really brutally. So I don't know if that's good or bad. Who knows? I really don't know. But anyway, and then she started singing. So that's also added to the weirdness factor. So let's listen to more creepy singing.
カゴの中の鳥はいついつ出会る夜明けの晩に
I'm hitting the forward slash rather than enter. That's how good I am at video games.
鶴と亀がすべった後ろの正面誰
Always creeps me out when they say that because it makes me want to look behind me. What timing? It's like how this game works as far as timing goes. Why did Hattori suddenly begin to sing the Kagome song? Was it supposed to be some sort of requiem? Just couldn't understand her actions at all. So even after the transfer, the echo of her voice still resounded in my mind. Couldn't get it out of my head. Oh, is this when she went crazy? I'm having trouble remembering the sequence of events. Because I remember there was a part where she lifted a chair up over her head and Kokoro had to make some decisions on what to do about it. Is that when that was? Or was that later? Or was that before? I don't think it's been before. The gruesome scene that unfolded before my eyes. I'm at the shelter cabin now. I know that, but Hattori's cruel expression was still scorched into my mind. Even now, it rises like a phantom before me. Somehow holding it together, I sat down on a nearby log chair. The imagery of the shelter cabin. I could hardly take in what was going on around me. Emogi and Lynn stood frozen in place in the middle of the room. Eni was crouching beside the stove. The air in the room was growing heavy. It was as though some ominous entity was filling the room with its stagnating presence. I asked, but nobody as much tried to answer. Still wearing a grave expression, Yomogi slowly turned to face me.
ああ、そうだ。何かあったのか？
いや、なんでもないんだ。気にしないでくれ。
What happened? Was that none of them spoke so much as another word before bed? It seemed that the blizzard outside had also ceased at some point. Within that silence, night had fallen. Wrapping myself in the blankets on the bed, I took off the wristwatch. What did happen there? So senile. It had been a while since I'd seen a blue sky. Just like the people of old who worshipped the sun as a god, I truly felt like thanking it from the depths of my heart for this downpour of sunlight. Yesterday I'd spent the entire day without taking a single step outside. Perhaps that's why the air was so delicious to me now. Lovely air. I breathed in a lungful of fresh air. The coldness of it permeated my entire body. Inner parts of my nasal cavities began to sting, but it was refreshing and it felt good. Last night, the last night of a year ago, that is, I'd gone to bed in the shelter cabin on Mount Akakira. When I woke up, I'd returned to SPHIA. That's why I didn't know exactly when the snowy clouds had been stripped away from the sky above Aosogi Island. Regardless, the snowstorm that had lasted for 2 days had now completely disappeared. Time around 9 a.m. I'm walking in the large garden south of the main building. Oh, okay. Transferred again. Okay. Got it. Yeah, he said he went to bed there in Shelter Cabin a year ago. Ah, I see. Yeah. I say walking, but even taking so much as a single step was no easy task. The fresh snowfall was deep enough to bury my feet. The surface of snow was frozen over like the glaze on a pastry. My feet punched holes in the icy upper layer and made rustling sounds as they tamped down the powder underneath. The resistance from the snow put extra strain on my lower body, but even so, walking it stiff wasn't that hard. What was hard was resisting the urge to jump and frolic about in the refreshing wind. And Satoru does not seem like the frolicking kind. A landscape of untried and virgin snow spread out before me. The urge to disturb the untouched land was tickling my primitive instincts. I was a little childish, but I was hopping around like an innocent puppy as I cut through the field of white. Ran out of breath and leaned against a nearby wall. The massive circular wall that enclosed SPHIA. I'd known the wall was here, of course, but looking up at it again like this, it really did feel huge as it loomed high over me. A height not even a world record pole vaulter could clear. That's good. You never know when they might be committed into the asylum. That'd be horrible. Yeah. Only one person has ever escaped from this asylum. It was that Olympic pole vaulter. That was the one thing we didn't think of. That would be a very strange scenario. It was clear to me that trying to jump over it was futile, so I tried climbing up the side of it instead. It'd be crazy if they had I can't remember all the details of Alcatraz, but I remember it's an island and the waters around it are very, very hostile. It'd be crazy if an Olympic swimmer or something had been sent us there. Of course, this is way before the Olympics was quite as big as it was. I don't know when Alcatraz shut down. I really have no clue. But it'd be funny if, they were like, you never considered that an Olympic athlete could escape in this situation. Dang. But it was an unforgiving wall, devoid of hand or footholds, and impossible to climb. Just for the heck of it, I tried kicking it with all my might. There was a muffled sound of my foot striking the concrete, but that was all. Of course, there wasn't so much as the slightest tremor in the wall. Instead of declaring itself the very symbol of immobility and steadfastness, the massive wall stood with silent dignity before me. Headed back the way I came, SPHIA's main building was in the distance. The snow covering it shone a bright white. Looking at it from the outside, it looked like a castle made of ice from some old myth or fairy tale. The central clock tower soared high into the sky like a tower holding a captured princess. Probably another castle. We actually get a map here. That's interesting. It's not very much of a map. Facility, basketball court, heel, gate. For some reason, when I look at it, I'm sorry, my nose is itching even worse today than normal. I don't know why my sinuses are acting up. I don't know why, but when I look at it, I think of like a the microscope, like the thing on the microscope. Maybe because it looks like it's backlit. Maybe the backlit in the tiny trees. Basketball court, is that all that they have there to keep themselves occupied? They have all that space there. Could they come up with maybe like a soccer field or something? Soccer's pretty big in Japan. Baseball too, right? Yeah, baseball is really big in Japan, I think. Or just something else there. Maybe a little, seating area. I don't know. Maybe that stuff is there. It's just kind of covered with snow or something. But then again, considering that they're closed up with very little communication to the outside world, they probably just don't care overly about the mental well-being of the people there. As ironic as it is, they need the most well-being of mentalitousness as anybody. First of all, it's round. Center of the circle was a clock tower with a radius of about 100 meters from the concrete wall that encircled it. The entire area was enclosed by the circle. The entire area enclosed by the circle was SPHIA in its truest sense. SPHIA wasn't just the building standing in the middle. Well then, if it were a radius of 100 meters, though this is an estimate, then the overall circumference of the wall would be... Thank you for doing that math, not making me do it. Which meant that the area of the entire site was... Thank you. Even with grade school arithmetic... Shut up, Satoru. Even with grade school arithmetic like this, I was able to understand the approximate scale of SPHIA. 3.14 hectares. If you convert it, then it would be about 7.67 acres. This value corresponded to about 2/3 of the space enclosed by the Paradise Park Dome. Well, it wasn't like everything would be solved if I just figured out the number. This was something of a bad habit of mine. Mathematics is his bad habit. I can say that. I would agree with that. No, I'm joking. I shook my head, surprised at myself. Even though I don't really like doing math or anything, one night I just got to thinking how long it would take if there was such a thing as Godzilla. If a city near me was being attacked by Godzilla and he was headed my way, about how much time I'd have before he would be here. And I was, of course I was doing it very, very rounded because I don't really want to do real math, just kind of somewhat math. And of course, the army could stop them, but, slow them down between here and there anyway. So, I mean, there'd always be factors between, that would mess it up anyway. So, hopefully it would happen. But, I can do some pointless stuff like that too. By the way, crap, how much time did I have? It's like 45 minutes or something like that. So that's cool. If Godzilla starts attacking down there, then I have a little bit of time to stay ahead of him. It's good information to have. I stopped, looked up at the sky, and let the abundant sunlight wash over me. This refreshing feeling couldn't be put into numbers. Something he can't put in numbers? Went back to find that the other three had already finished breakfast. While I'd been walking outside, it sadly appeared that I'd missed a meal. Well, missing just one meal shouldn't be too much of a problem. Didn't feel all that hungry. At one point, at some point, he's going to start saying that he shouldn't eat. They dress different in sometimes in his version. It's weird. Is it just the timing? Cause I think Eni's been in that, and can't for sure if Tori has been in the green pajamas. Is that pajamas? I guess it's pajamas. Actually, that might be pajamas that Eni has on either. And then Asumi has been in. I guess she's probably been in the same dress, just with like a sweater on or something. So, but that didn't happen at all in Kokoro's route. Of course, though, to be honest, she's only there for 33 minutes when she's there. So, that does give a lot of time for people to change. So that's a little bit it's different in this route, because the interaction is really the main thing that happens in at the shelter cabin in Kokoro's route. There's actually a lot of stuff that can happen here at SPHIA that, you know, since it's kind of a more open place.
反対の人は
Uni suddenly proposed this plan to the rest of us when we gathered in the living area.
体を動かすってラジオ体操でもするつもり？単純にみんなで遊びましょうってそういう意味で言ったんだけど。遊ぶ？そう遊ぶんだ。新鮮な空気を吸って日の光を浴びて雪と戯れて。
Are Tori slam dunking on somebody? Yeah, I don't know. I want to see that for some
こんなと
reason.
ころにずっと閉じこもったままじゃ息が詰まるでしょ。心にも体にも良くないと思う。だから
It would be amusing if that was one of her personalities, a pro basketball player or something. That'd be strange. That would be so strange. Yeah, I've got to be at EA today to have my picture taken for the cover of the next video game.
ユニ、本気で言ってるのか？
もちろん。
Neither Tori nor Asumi were making any attempt to hide their uncertainty. Even I wasn't without my doubts. Yesterday I was almost killed during the power outage. I didn't know whether the culprit was in this room right now or whether they were hiding somewhere unknown to me. Whichever it was, it didn't change the fact that I wasn't in the mood to play.
やっぱりダメかな。
Uni's face fell as he looked at us anxiously. Although it should have been easy to turn him down, seeing that lonely expression on his face had weakened my will to object. While hesitating over how to answer,
面白そうじゃない。やりましょう。
Tori raised her head and declared her approval.
そうね。たまには気分転換も必要かもしれないわ。
Unexpectedly, Asumi agreed as well.
サトルは部屋に引きこもって一人で遊ぶ？
Tori laughed teasingly as she provoked me, causing me to answer
分
without
かった
thinking.
よ。付き合えばいいんだろ？付き合えば。
やったー！そうこなくっちゃね。
And he gave me a thumbs up. Certainly it'd be better for me if we were all gathered together rather than separate. Because you know that's how people die in the horror movies. And besides, the visibility outside was good. Even if there were a suspicious person out there, they wouldn't have anywhere to hide. Unless they're like Rambo, and they're just laying there in the snow. And then go back to just laying in the snow. You know, he did that in the mud, didn't he? I remember Rambo was like hiding in this like kind of like in the side of this like muddy mountain or something. And I remember one of the guys was, you know, just in front of him, and then you saw like his eyes open and like reached something like that. He never was any snowy areas though, was he? Not really snowy. I enjoy those movies fairly well. Pretty decent action movies.
実は具体的には何も考えてなかったりするんだけど。
Don't ask me. Nope, I don't have any ideas. Shut up. I thought to myself, in this situation, the most ideal activity would be... Well, I'm going to choose basketball.
なあ、バスケは？
They even have a basketball there? I would kind of hope so. Although... Been a very long time since I played basketball, or any type of ball. Doesn't the cold weather kind of make the air, make it go down faster than it otherwise would?
この建物の東にコートがあっただろ？あれを使わない手はないと思うんだが。
それは明暗ね。私バスケット得意だから。
Oh, dang. She is gonna dunk on everybody.
僕はあんまりうまく
じゃあ他のにするか？
みんながやりたいならそれでいいよ。
Okay, well maybe Pro Baller wouldn't really be realistic, but it would be funny if her different personalities didn't have the same skill. And then, you know, one of her personalities was actually good at basketball and the others were horrible, so... You know, if this was like at a competitive level, the coach would be able to like, please be the good person right now on the free throw line. Please be the good basketball player on the free throw line. Dang it! Not the good, not the good basketball player.
内海さんは？
そうね、私は別にやっても構わないんだけど、
だけど
ボールがね、あるのかなと思って。コートがあっても肝心のボールがなければ話にならないでしょ。
That sounds like a good system. You know what? We're gonna provide these people a basketball court. Yes, that'll be deemed very, very nice of us. It'll cost $2,000 to build this court. Oh, we'll have to give them basketball. You know, maybe like 10, 15. No, too much. Just build the court. Don't give them the basketball. It'd be horrible if that's what happens.
確かにそれもそうだ。
大丈夫よ、心配しないで。ボールなら確か地下の倉庫に。
NBA? Question mark? Oh man, I don't think it's gonna be NBA level. I am highly doubtful. But anyway, we'll see the game of the century in the next episode. I do sincerely hope you guys enjoyed, and I shall see you then. Farewell.